Everyone, it's Emily. Welcome to Momma from Scratch. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 15 holiday home hacks that are easy, practical, and they are great for entertaining, prepping for the holidays, and decorating your home. So I hope you're excited for these. I hope you learn a little something and enjoy it. Give it a thumbs up if you do, share it with your friends, and let's go ahead and get started. Holiday hack number 1 is great for entertaining and just having fun with your family and especially your kiddos. You are going to be making your own whipped cream shapes for later on and to use throughout the season. So I use about a half cup of whipping cream, about a tablespoon of sugar, about a dash of vanilla, and you're going to whip that for about 3 to 5 minutes. It's super quick and boy does it taste good. Nothing like store-bought, let me tell you. It is delicious. And then you're going to take it and spread it out on a surface that you can later cut out shapes on. So I'm just using a silicone mat. I'm going to spread it out pretty evenly the best I can, about a ½ inch thickness. You're going to pop it into the freezer for a few hours. You can also put this in silicone molds if you want to. Then we're going to take our cookie cutters and we're going to cut out different shapes. Just make sure the shapes are smaller than your cup opening. Otherwise, it won't make it in the cup. And have fun with your kids. It was so much fun to do this. Some of them take a little bit more effort to get out of, so just keep that in mind, but just be very gentle with them and just keep cutting the shapes out. It's so much fun. You're going to put them in a container that you can continue to freeze for the rest of the season if you wanted to. And then anytime that you have a hot cocoa or anything like that, you just pop it in and it is so good. It's festive, it's yummy, and it makes the drink so much better. Holiday hack number 2 is to not use ornaments just for your tree, but to use them to decorate the rest of your house. I'm using some tape. You can use command hooks, tape them to different surfaces, hang them from the ceiling with some fishing wire or sewing string. It's so fun and festive, and I love decorating every space in the house for Christmas, but not everybody likes to do that. So a simple way is just to change up the blanket or add a blanket to your space so you can cozy up in that. But also you can add a pillow cover. Change it up. They're easy to store. These are nice and flat and you don't have to buy more pillows. And they're just really easy way to spruce up the home for the holidays. This next hack is good for not only the holidays, but year round. You're gonna ditch your traditional candles and you are gonna go for faux candles. That's right. Look how beautiful these look. I just think they're completely awesome. They are fake, and when you turn them on, the little candle thing flickers, and they have real wax on the outside, and then they also have silicone on the bottom so they don't wobble when you set them in your candle holders, which is wonderful. But look how realistic these look. The white set is has a little different tapering on the top, but I did buy originally flat ones, and I did not like the way those looked. I thought they looked fake, and these look so realistic and they're just gorgeous. So you can decorate year round, not worry about anything catching fire. They're kid proof. It is an awesome, awesome find. I'll leave the link down below, and they come in so many different colors. Hope you guys enjoy these. Holiday hack number 6 is great for entertaining as well, and you can do it in advance, is to make your own ice cubes. Make them flavored. It's so much better, and then it doesn't drown out the drink, whatever you might have, and it's so fun and festive for the kiddos. You can add dried fruit or fresh fruit to it. You can add herbs and things like that if you wanted to, and it just is so fun. I didn't realize that these might look like eyeballs with the craisins in them, but you get the idea, and hopefully you can spruce up your holiday entertaining with this idea. I've talked about this before, but is to get digital downloads and print them out at the store. I got this for $3. It was on sale, and I printed it out, put it in a large frame, and now I have a holiday print that makes the house look that much more festive for Christmas time. Christmas hack number 8 is to hot glue your gingerbread houses together. This was just a craft for the kids, but you get the idea. It will save you so much time and frustration. At least for me, I had so much trouble gluing it together with the icing. Hot gluing it was so much easier. Just don't eat the ends. Holiday and Christmas hack number 9 is to make your own cookie press. My mom does this and it's so much fun, but I have to ask her trick, because when I did it with the kids, I think I did it backwards. But you're just going to find a different shape in the house and then use your regular cookie cutters to cut out the shapes, but then you get a really pretty print on it. And I used the dimples on this one. This one came out a lot better, I think, because I pressed harder with it. It's just so much fun to make cookies with your kids and your grandkids and things like that. But when I baked them, some of the shapes disappeared, so I then pressed it back on and the shape stayed. Maybe I should reverse the process. But when you're making cookie dough this season, double and triple your recipe. That way you can freeze it, and then when you have something coming up and want to make something with your kids, it's ready to go. All you have to do is take it out of the freezer and bake it. So I always wrap it in saran wrap, then foil, and then put it in a baggie, and I label it, and it works every time. For the next idea, I am using this gift wrapping paper from Target dollar section. It's only $1. And then I'm using some ribbon that I found at Hobby Lobby. And again, I'm just doing a normal wrapping job. You can see I messed up there on the side, but no biggie. You're gonna fold over the ties. That way you can tie a knot in the top. And again, you can do a bow if you want to. It's completely up to you. I decided to tie a knot, and I liked the way that looked. And then I took a little bell and put that on top by gluing it. And then I glued on a little bit of some fresh greenery. You could do faux, whatever you want, but I love the way this little package came together. Then I took some leftover ribbon that I had. I always save my ribbon from previous year's packages. It's just something that I've always done. You're going to want to tuck that under each side. So loop that underneath, and then I'm just going to make a simple knot in this. Again, you can do what works for you, but I like making a knot because it cinches it all together. And then I decided to take an ornament that I got from Walmart and then put that in there, and then I just wrap the bow, pulling from underneath with the loops, securing that. Now you could just leave it just like this, but I thought it would be really pretty to add a little pop of greenery in there, again to go with my color scheme. And then as you give the gift, they're getting an ornament and they're getting beautiful ribbon that they can continue to use as well. Now, gift bags are a great way to make a holiday sign. I've done this before. It's so easy and it's really inexpensive to do. I cut off where the holes were, and then I added the Mod Podge on the board where the gift bag would lay. You can do this with any type of thing. You can do this with scrap paper if you want. You guys have seen that my DIYs, you know I do this a lot, but I'm just kind of centering it on, then pressing it down. And then if the edges roll up on you, don't worry about that. Just wait for the glue to kind of dry a little bit, and then it will adhere just fine. And you want to cover that up on the edges with the Mod Podge. Then I took some ribbon and just cut that out to length. That way it would kind of frame the sign. I really wanted the natural wood color to kind of show here. It is an MDF board. It's not like a pine board, which I'd prefer, but I didn't have any on hand, so I just used this. I'm taking my glue and just adding that, and just adding the ribbon as a trim, and I think it just dressed up the sign a lot, and I think it's really pretty looking. You can do whatever you want. You can put actual wood trim on this if you wanted to, or you could sand it off and make it look rustic. But I just thought this gift bag would make a beautiful sign, and it would definitely make an easy way for a Christmas gift as well for your friends and family. So I shared this recipe years ago, but it's a really fun holiday hack. So you're going to need cornstarch, some shaving cream, 2 things of regular glue, some rubber gloves, a whisk, and a large bowl. You're going to want to cover the table that you're working on, and then you're going to want your regular garland. This is a way to update your garland and have fun with it. So all you do is dump all the ingredients into a bowl. Really simple, and it gets really big when you add the shaving cream, so use a larger bowl. Mine was a little bit small, but you're going to use about 3/4 of a cup of cornstarch. Doesn't have to be super precise, but you're going to mix this all together. It's an easy way to update some of your stuff if you don't like the regular green anymore. Obviously you can go out and buy your own garland that's already flocked, and it's going to last. This actually has still lasted. I've had it for I think 4 or 5 years now, and it has done just fine. So this is enough to do about 25 feet of garland. So if you're doing less, make the recipe a little bit less. Put on some rubber gloves and then start spreading it over, starting at the base and then going to the tip. I put it on a little bit too thick at first, so start with a little bit and then add as you go. I will say that it still has a little bit of that Barbasol smell to it, fresh smelling, that's for sure. So it just depends on what you want to do. I originally had wanted the fake snow that's on Amazon, but it's kind of pricey, and so I had this left over for some crafts, and it worked really well. It gives it an icier look versus the snowed look. So keep that in mind. You can do what you need to, let it dry, and then you're gonna have to shake it out because with this, it makes quite a mess. But everybody has a different preference, so do what works best for you. So you can see here what it looked like originally and what it looks like now, and I think it's a really good dupe, especially if you just want to repurpose some of your old garland. Holiday hack number 14 is to take your florals, and you don't have to replace them with florals. I love florals, so I probably will, but if you're not into florals, all you have to do is add maybe a Christmas tree and a reindeer, and you have a festive shelf without having to use any type of greenery if you don't want to. For style Christmas tree, you will need 2 supplies. You will want these tomato stakes. I have a small one and a large one. This is just what I had in my yard, so I'm putting them to use. They are used, but you know, I like repurposing some of my decor, even outside stuff. And then I will be using this 9-foot flocked garland from Walmart. That was $13. You can get plain garland as well for as cheap as like $5. So use whatever you would like, but I love the flocked garland that they have. I think it's a great deal. And then I just took this smaller tomato stake and actually put it on my basket. It holds my son's train stuff in it. And then I just took the end piece, that's wire, and then just looped that around the tomato stake. That way it won't move anywhere. And then I just started turning the basket. And then once I got a little bit further down, I just took one of the floral ties and then just wrap that around the tomato stake, again locking it into place. And then I slowly start turning it again and then working my way up the tomato stake, and then again locking it into place. Super easy to do. And then just keep working yourself all the way up the tomato stake until you get to the smaller part, and then you'll take that long piece of wire that they have at the end and up just a little bit, and then just wrap that around, and then you'll just start taking your sprigs and kind of fluffing them out and filling in the gaps. That way you don't see through the tree as much anymore. It's super easy. More if you need to fluff it in a little bit more. You could also add more garland if you want to. It's completely up to you. But I really like how the tree came out. If it looks like all lit up, obviously there are some gaps in it, but every tree does have gaps. Again, you can add more garland to this, but I really love how it turned out. For a total of $13. I will gladly like a ton of these. This next holiday hack is a must-know, and it's how to make really good pie dough. When I make my pie dough, I make enough for 2 crusts. So I use 2 cups of flour, usually 3 tablespoons of sugar, and then I use about 1 stick of butter. I cut that in with this butter cutter or pastry cutter in here. You can't go too much. Then you're going to take some iced water, and I pour it in maybe about half a cup or so. I go off how it looks in the bowl. So you want it to come together, but you don't want it to be soggy whatsoever. You want that butter to kind of cling to itself. To see how it's kind of looks a little separated, it's okay. You're going to use some saran wrap, divide it in half, and then you're going to push it together with the saran wrap so you don't have to get dirty or anything at this step. And then you fold it into basically like a square or a disc, whatever you prefer, and then you're going to work it together. You're going to smush it each side round and round, and then you're going to pop that into the fridge for around at least an hour. Mine usually sits in there for about 2, maybe 3 at most. But it's completely up to you. You can make it the night before if you want to, but it's a super simple recipe, and I always get compliments on it. The dough never comes out crunchy unless you overbake your pie. It's always delightful. So one thing I do is I grease my pie dish, and then you're going to add some flour on the surface and put it on the top, and then use a wood rolling pin, roll it out. I always make sure to put my pan in there so I can see if it's the right size. Then I roll out that piece of dough. I always use the dry tapioca on the bottom, and then I put a little bit in with the apples. This is an apple pie I'm making. I don't measure very often. It's about a half a cup of brown sugar, about a tablespoon or so of cinnamon, and a dash of nutmeg. Nutmeg makes all the difference. You want to make sure that your pile is up pretty tall with the apples. I probably could have used 1 or 2 more. I didn't feel like peeling anymore. And then you're going to put your pie crust over it, and you're going to tuck and pinch it together for whatever shape you want. And then to make it fun and festive for the holidays, since it's fall right now, I decided to use my snowflake cookie cutter, and then I cut those into leaves. I rub milk over the top. You can do egg wash, just something I do. This helps it stick and also helps it brown beautifully. And then I use the coarse sugar. Oh my goodness, I think it's called terminato sugar. I pour that over the top, and then it comes out. It's crispy, and I also do the lattice, and it always turns out beautifully. So I hope you found those 15 holiday home hacks helpful. You'll have to let me know some of your tips and tricks for this holiday season down in the description box below. I will be uploading 2 videos a week from now on, so I hope you guys are excited for that. I can't wait to share Christmas decorating and more DIYs with you all for this holiday season. So with that, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Check out my last videos here on the screen, also in the description box below, and I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon.